everybody, my name's Elizabeth and welcome back to my channel. Well, I've got another show today and I'm pretty excited about this one. I am here to see the Addams Family musical. Now this one, I'm not here by myself. My mom is actually here with me. She and my dad wanted to see different musicals this year, so I got them tickets to the musicals they wanted to see for Christmas. And so we're here to see Addams Family the musical. Now this might not be the best or most impressive musical that I see this year, but it may well be the funnest musical, and I'm pretty excited about it. Now this is a brand new theater. Well, the theater's not new, but it's new to me. I'm here in Peoria, Illinois, and this is at the Prairie Home Alliance Theater. This is at the Peoria Civic Center. It's pretty cool. I'll show you around. One thing that I'm very disappointed about, I'm kind of heartbroken about, is that there's no merchandise table, and I'm shocked and saddened that I don't get to buy my magnet. So, but hopefully at least they'll have programs that I can save. But let me show you how cool this lobby looks, and then I'll show you the theater, and then after the show I will of course give you my normal rundown. So I'm up here on the top level because of course I have my cheap seats, but it has this walkway that comes all the way around, and there's the lobby down there, and then they have these cool artistic kites, I don't know, for lack of a better word, hanging in the middle. So it's pretty cool. I've never been to a show here. My parents have never been to a show here, so I'm interested to see what the theater itself is like. There's lightning on the screen. Oh, what does it say? To view the program. Oh yeah, there's no programs. They don't have any physical programs. You actually have to go.
You can go to their,
yeah, they had a QR code to scan, which is not.
AddamsFamilyTour.com.
Yes, they don't have a physical program. You have to scan a QR code, which not having merchandise and then also not having a program for me to keep as a souvenir it's pretty disappointing. But the side is pretty cool. Has different things that looks like the Addams Family house, I suppose.
Here comes the spider.
There's a rotating spider on the screen that's freaking me out. So the Addams Family musical, that was the strangest musical I've ever seen, as you could probably expect. And it was humorous. It was not my favorite. The story was kind of weak, I think. It just wasn't very interesting, or it wasn't for me. There was a lot of humor to it. Some of the humor hit and some didn't. For example, you all know the character of Grandma, I'm assuming, if you're familiar at all with the Addams Family. She had some really funny moments, but she also had this one monologue that was basically talking about what it was like to get old. And it kind of went from being funny to being just very awkward and kind of going too far, So first you're laughing and then you're like, and then it was just awkward from there. So it just went on too long, and yeah. But she also had some funny moments, and one of the funniest parts in it was, if you don't want any spoilers, skip ahead, but just Morticia and Gomez were talking, and they brought up Grandma, and one of them said, "Oh yeah, your mother said this," and the other one was like, "I thought she was your mother." And it turned out, in this musical, nobody's even sure if Grandma is related to them. It was very funny. But overall, I think I've said in past vlogs about musicals, I never regret seeing any show. Some of them turn out to be maybe not my favorite or not for me, but I always enjoy experiencing, wow, it's getting very, very sunny. My skylight, all of a sudden it got very sunny. Maybe, hang on a second, let me move. Okay, that's better. Sorry about that. So I never regret seeing any show that I go to, even the ones that maybe turn out to be not for me and I'll never want to see them again. I always am glad I went once. And that's kind of the case here. This show, it had kind of a weak story. It wasn't really for me, but I'm glad I went. The actress that played Wednesday was very good. Her singing was very good, I'll say. Again, it's hard to tell because I just like the story, whether or not I thought she was a good actually actress, but she was a very good singer. And some of the other parts, I enjoyed the dancing, and some of the music was fun, but overall, it's not one that I would say run out and see it or anything like that. Now, one thing that I'm kind of disappointed about, not even kind of, I'm very disappointed about, well, there are two things. One is that this musical did not have a merchandise table, so I was not able to buy my magnet. And so even though I didn't care for the show, I still like to have that memento, and be able to have them all together and see them. But then on top of that, they also did not have printed playbills, the program, which I keep those. I don't have them from every show I've ever seen, but I still have the one from Phantom of the Opera that I saw in college, many, many years ago. And I have been saving them all for the last couple years. And so that I thought, well, if I can't have my magnet, at least I'll have the playbill. And they did not print them. They had a QR code to scan to look at a digital one. And so I was upset about it, not, and yell or scream or anything, but I was like, okay, so I can't buy my magnet and now I can't get a program to keep as to remember that I came to this show. And I'm not sure who to blame about that. The merchandise is for sure the show's fault. And the show, I'm not sure, they're a national, they're the traveling national show. But when I looked at their schedule online, every stop they're making on this tour, they're only there for 2, maybe 3 days, which is very unusual. Usually shows like this are at a place for a week or two, if not more. And I thought, because I knew that that's how long they were in Peoria where I saw it, but I thought Peoria was just a weird city because none of their shows stay there very long. But it turns out that's just this show. They're just there for 2 days. And so I know it's the show's fault that there was no merchandise, but now I'm wondering, okay, is it the theater's fault that there's no program? Do they not ever print programs, or was that also this tiny little show that, is only going to each location twice? So either way, I like to have my keepsake from these shows. So I did I went on to Amazon and I thought, well, maybe from the Broadway version, maybe somebody's selling, a magnet. Honestly, that's what I just wanted a magnet, because I thought, well, maybe I can print off something to put into my playbill. All my playbills I have kept in an album, and I thought, well, maybe I can print something off and put it into the album, as a placeholder, just as a remembrance that I was there. So I might do that. I'm not sure. But, I was looking to see if maybe I could find a magnet on Amazon, and I did not, but I did find something else that I think is going to work. So let me show you what I actually got on Amazon. Okay, so I found a keychain, and this little picture is actually what they use on the programs. So I'm not sure who made this, but it is, close enough, and it is, it looks enough like what they might have sold, for the show, that I thought, let me take off the keychain part, and then I'm going to put a magnet on the back and turn the keychain into a magnet. I'm not sure this, little thing that the keychain goes through, that's just kind of there. So I'm not sure if I'm going to try to get some real thin ribbon and maybe put a little bow on it, so it's not just this hoop of metal sticking up, or what. But yeah, that's what I did instead. I'm pretty happy with it. It's unfortunate that I couldn't get some actual, merchandise and actual magnet from the show, but I think this will work just as well for a reminder of what I did. I do have one more show that I'm going to see this season, the 2024-2025 season, in about a month and a half. You'll have to wait and see what that is. I'm very excited for it. And at that point, I'll probably give you kind of my ranking of all the shows that I saw this season. And you'll find out kind of where this one ranked. I would say just at the moment in my head, this one is probably, I enjoyed it more than I enjoyed Chicago, but not as much as Funny Girl. I don't think it was a better show than Chicago. Like, as far as the musical, just, by itself, I think Chicago has better music and has the potential for, better dancing and all this kind of stuff. But my experiences at the shows this year, yeah, I enjoyed the Addams Family more than Chicago, which I never thought was going to happen. So, yeah, so this one will end up, second from the bottom, but we'll see after I see my last show. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like and a subscribe, and follow me on Instagram at Lead the Life Vlog, and I'll see you next time. Bye.